love and joy of being in a relationship. There are some challenges that come along with being in a relationship. One of the greatest challenges is you having to look at you, your mate, your partner, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend is, if you're in the right relationship, is going to reflect you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And one of the things that I saw in my reflection, aka Courtney, was that I'm not being persistent enough. I'm not being persistent enough with what God has given me. What has God given me? God has given me he said, she said. There's an opportunity for me to be more persistent. But no, wait, I'm going to justify it. I am persistent. I'm inviting people out to he said, she said. Some of you may have received my invitations, right? Right? Maybe. Who knows? There's some people that may not be on social media like that. Or I can take it the way that I used to take it when I was dating and I was being heavily promiscuous. Well, I never really had to follow up with people before. I never had to follow up with these girls before, so I'll treat this the same way, right? Wrong. This is a gift from God. This is something that God has assigned me to do. So if he's assigned me to do this, how in the world, how in the heaven am I going to treat this the same way that I was treating the way I was in the world? I cannot be persistent, which if you look up the definition of persistence, persistence is continually being firm in the face of adversity or opposition. So if I keep the same stance of saying, I believe God has given me he said, she said, and I want all of you to experience it, my actions should show that regardless of if I'm getting a lot of people coming or no one's coming. It has to be the same, because at the end of the day, what I'm doing on this assignment is to please God and please him only. The byproduct of that is to be a blessing to other people. But if I'm not being persistent, how can I ever expect to be consistent? Now, if you look at persistent and you look at consistent, consistent is something you're doing repetitiously, something that's continually being done over and over. But if I'm persistently being consistent, or if I'm consistently being persistent, then it allows for me to be able to carry out and accomplish the mission that God has called me to do. Keep me in your prayers, y'all. This is an opportunity that I currently have. My God, it's difficult, but I'm going to do it. Will you support me in me doing it? Will you support me in overcoming this hurdle that I didn't even know existed? I justified the fact that I was being persistent when I really wasn't. I was afraid of rejection. I'm afraid when people say no, and I'm not afraid to tell you that there's a fear, but I know that fear doesn't come from God. So where is it coming from? It's coming from our adversary. It's coming from the enemy. He's wanting me to be afraid. He's wanting me to justify the unjustifiable. He wants me to not let everyone know what God wants to do through me. So continually keep me in your prayers. I'm continually working to improve in this area, but I promise you, I'm going to keep at it. It's just like with my fitness plans. It's just like with what I put in my mouth. I'm being conscious of it. Now that I'm conscious of it, now I have an action plan of how to attack it. And I want all of you to hold me accountable to that. Every single one of you, if you will. This is not a mandatory, but I'm asking for your help. So if you can help me be more accountable, to be more persistent, and maybe there's something in your life that you need to be more persistent about. I'd love to be your accountability partner as well. So let me know how I can serve you. And let's work on this thing together and achieve what God has called us to do. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, right?